Welcome back to TwoGunTerry and Friends. I'm TwoGunTerry, and today we're out at the farm, and we're going to do a little work on Accelerator. And remember to like, subscribe, and do what?
Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.
Accelerator is made up of 5 targets, just like every other Steel Challenge stage. In this case, we're starting far left. I call it plate number 1. I'm starting far left. It's a 10-inch round at 10 yards. Next is plate number 2. It's an 18 by 24-inch rectangle at also 10 yards. We're going to bypass the stop plate for now and come back to it. Plate number 4, stop plate would be number 3, but we skip stop plate and the number. And we go to number 4, and that's a 12-inch round plate at 20 yards. We leave the 4th plate and swing all the way over to the far right, which is an 18 by 24, and we call that plate number 5. After we shoot those 4 plates, we swing back in for the stop plate, and the stop plate is another 12-inch round, and that's at 15 yards. As far as shooting order goes, the most common way I've seen it shot is plate number 1, 2, swing all the way out to 5, slow a little bit for 4, and then into the stop plate. I've also seen people like to come straight up on this 18 by 24, plate number 2, shoot that, swing out to plate number 1, then swing all the way back to either plate number 4 or plate number 5. In this case, let's do plate number 5, then into 4 and into stop. That's the second way of shooting it. Third way of shooting it is similar to what we just saw. Come up on this big rectangle, 2, 1, go to the 4th plate, take that shot, swing out to number 5, and then back to the stop plate. That's probably the worst order of all. I don't like that one at all. Another way I've seen people shooting it lately, especially Jesse Grant is kind of making this famous, where he's coming up and shooting number 4 first, then number 5, swinging all the way back to number 1, 2, and then the stop plate. These are all for right-handed shooters. Left-handed shooters probably would shoot it more like Jesse shoots it, I would think, but whatever they prefer. Again, I'm a right-handed shooter, so I'm speaking from right-hand perspective. Again, you always look for the hint in the name of the stage. If you're shooting it in order 1, 2, 5, 4, stop, which is the way I shoot it, you come up, shoot plate number 1, quick to number 2. Some people do a drive-by on number 2. You have to stop and take that shot, even if it's for a microsecond. So it's bang, 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 and then I go out to number 5, take that shot, do the reversal, slow just ever so slightly to the number 4 plate, because that's the toughest shot, aka the trap plate, and then I swing into the stop plate really quickly, bang, bang, because those are close together, relatively close together. So I'm not standing in the shooter's box right now for this video, but you get the basic idea. Let me back up. I'm not standing in the shooting box because there's some bees and wasps over here, but what the heck. For my fans, I'll do whatever we have to do. But this is what the stage looks like from the shooter's box. As I mentioned earlier, the way Jesse shoots is he comes up on number 4 first. That's the trap plate and the hardest plate. So if you practice that as your first shot all the time and you don't miss that plate, that is an advantage. Bang, he swings out to number 5, bang, swings all the way back to number 1, and then he accelerates, bang, 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 into the stop plate. So again, 4, 5, 1, 2, stop. Maybe Jesse's onto something there. By getting that trap plate out of the way first, assuming that you practice that regularly and you don't miss it, that's a big advantage. Then you swing out to that giant number 5 plate. I mean, that's not a tough shot. And then come all the way back into the number 1. That would probably be the hardest shot because you're doing the reversal there. And then 1, 2, stop. Interesting. I don't know. I have to think about that. Jesse might be onto something because the name of the stage is Accelerator, and they want you to accelerate at some point somewhere. For me, my acceleration is 1, 2, 5. It's bing, 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 and then I do slow just because that trap plate is hard to hit. You want to make sure you hit it, and then snap to the stop plate. So my acceleration is 1, 2, 5. Jesse would be 4, 5, 1, 2, stop. So interesting, something to experiment with, guys. That's why we do this stuff. But for today's lesson, we're going to go ahead and talk about it from my perspective and the way I shoot it. 1, 2, 5, 4, stop. When I'm standing in the shooter's box, I put my gun up on my sights, rather, up on plate number 1, dead center. Sometimes I'm favoring the right side of it, but I'm usually looking at the center of the plate. I lower my gun down, my muzzle down, but my eyes stay locked on the spot I want to shoot on plate number 1. When the buzzer goes, beep, I come up onto number 1, stop right on the plate, fire, immediately swing to this large 18 by 24 rectangle. You have to stop on the plate. I know people like to just do a drive-by, bing, 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 but if you don't stop, you're going to miss. I mean, a blind squirrel does find the nut, but once in a while you have to, to do it regularly, you have to stop on the plate, ever so briefly. All right, let's give it a try. Got my eyes on, have my ears on, I have them turned on and turned up all the way. There we go. My 6 mags are loaded and ready to go. I always work with 6 mags in case, because my rifle's so quiet, sometimes the timer doesn't pick up a shot. I have to reshoot. I like to have the 6th one ready just in case. If one jams, if something goes wrong, whatever. To not hold the match up, I usually run with 6 magazines. If you can afford to, you should as well. If you see me run and jump, it's because there's wasps and bees under this table right here next to me. My friend Eddie's going to love that. He's anti-bee wasp. Me, I'm going to stand there unafraid, but thinking about him, it might be a little distraction. We'll see. I'm using my Franken rifle, my 1022 custom 1022, which is, I don't know, there's nothing Ruger on this gun, but it is the 1022 action and runs great. Love the rifle. It's got my Seymour 12 MOA. Let's see what happens here. I always line up on the hardest shot first. I set my body so that I'm most comfortable shooting at the most difficult shot. So by the time I get there, I'm making that shot as easy as possible. It's still a tough shot, but I've given myself an advantage by lining up on that plate. So I line up on that plate, I come back to plate 1, and then I start to move through the targets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bink, 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 bink. I'm trying to move the rifle as if I would be doing it while I'm shooting the stage. Quickly seeing my dot on each plate, stopping with my dot on each plate, and firing the gun. I'm not using the trigger, but because I don't want to accidentally discharge a round downrange and get disqualified, so I don't do that. I've seen some people click the trigger before they put the magazine in. I guess that's okay. I just don't do it. It's a bad habit. All right. So I'm going to go through the plates, dry fire with my eye 3 or 4 times until I'm seeing crystal clear each shot. The dot stopping on each plate, and I'm doing that at a speed I'm happy with. For the first couple, I'm only trying to get 225, 250, something like that. And then as we get going here, I'll bring it down to the low 2s and maybe even sub 2. Let's see how we do. All right. Bing, 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 bing. 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 Bing, bing, bing. All right. 1 in the chamber. Eyes, ears, and here we go. Okay, that was better, and that felt like a low 2 to me, but who knows? We'll see what the timer says. When I'm training, I only shoot 5 shots. I don't do the makeup shots. Now, that could be a mistake because in a match, you need to be able to know how to make makeup shots quickly. So, I don't know if I'm training the right way. It's more about being lazy and not wanting to reload my ammo or using 1 shot and I can't shoot 2 strings because I used 1 or 2 for makeup shots out of the first string. My magazines only hold 10 rounds, so if I have to shoot 6 shots on 1 string, then I only have 4 left for the next string. You could do that by just moving the rifle through the 5 targets, but I like to actually fire the gun, so I don't know. However you want to do it. But either way is acceptable. You must practice makeup shots, though. You must do it. me as a Grandmaster in a long time with plenty of makeup shots, I feel comfortable, so I'm okay doing 5 shots only. And hopefully not too many makeup shots. All right, let's see. That was a good one. Oh, I didn't load one in the chamber. All right, let's run one on the timer and see what happens. Oh, that wasn't bad. 193. 193. Let's try that again. That one was a 203. Okay, those are good times. Real good for ice cold. Let's try it a couple more times, and I'm going to try it Jesse's way. Woo! Good one. 187, man. I knew that was a good one. It felt good. 187. Let's do it again. I think I missed the stop plate. 201. I felt like it took forever to get that first shot off. I was wobbling my gun around trying to find the target. Still a 201. I mean, that's respectable, but I missed the stop plate, so what good is that? All right, here we go. Oh, that would have been a great run if I didn't miss. I missed one of them. The 4 plate, maybe. 184. Let's do it again. Let's stop missing some of these. Let's get them all. I'd rather get all 5 and get a 2.5 than get a 187 and then have to do a makeup shot. So maybe it's worth it slowing down just a wee bit. Let's see what that last one was. 219. That's I didn't expect that. I thought that was a little better. All right. And by the way, a 219 and a 199 is only 0.2 of a second. It's not that much. It feels huge, but it's not that much. But okay, anyway, here we go. All right, that felt good. There's a 2 flat, 2 flat. One more time. See how I slowed down for that 4th shot? I made sure I was on it and then flew into the stop plate. It was something like this. Bing, 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 and then bing. That last plate from plate 4 to the stop plate is a quick snap. I think that time was okay. Let's see. 203. 203. That's okay. Those are good times. In a match, I'll take it all day long. I have a match Saturday. My buddy Stevie P, who hasn't been around in a while, he's been busy on the road with work for, geez, maybe 6, 8 months, something like that. But we're going to be shooting together on Saturday. And Steve, a year ago, was shooting 76s, 78s, and beating me regularly. I was shooting 80s, 81s, 79 occasionally. Right now, if I shoot my game, I should also be 76s, and maybe he's got 8 months worth of rust on him. So we'll see if I can get him this time. But Steve's a really good shooter. With his pistol, surprisingly. He's better with his pistol than he is his rifle. Weird. Most people are better with the rifle because it's easier to maneuver and keep on target. Woo! Good stop. That was a good stop plate. 188. That's a 188. Last string. Then I'll reload. Nope, wasn't ready. I raised the gun, but I didn't shoot, so I can restart. Okay, that was a good one. A 196. So I'm hovering right around, 180, 190s to 210, something like that, 205. That's really good times. That's an 8 or less for Accelerator. I always wondered how those guys can do it. You want to know what the secret is? Start moving your body faster. Move your gun faster.
Bank red. Two guns!